Welcome to the Metabolic Wisdom podcast. My name is Sara Childers, of course, and I'm your host. And this is my friend Olivia.
Hello.
I've decided to ask her to be a guest on the podcast because she has had quite the transformation in the last year. And one of the ways she has transformed is by doing my Metabolic Wisdom program earlier this year, and she had great success with it. But without further ado, we'll get into the actual interview. So, Olivia, just tell the crowd about yourself, your family, and just about yourself.
Me and Sarah have been besties for a very long time. 15 years? Something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Go way back. Way back.
Yeah. Tell them about kind of where you were at last year around this time. So it's almost September, and then we'll kind of honestly give like a play-by-play of what's happened since.
Okay. I was pregnant this time last year with my youngest daughter. I had a really hard pregnancy with her. It was nothing that was of my own doing, in my doctor's words. It's a very random health issue that happens, but basically,
was there like a name for it or anything?
It was called a marginal sinus bleed, is what they call it. I had never heard of it. I had to see a specialist. I'm getting ahead of myself, but basically I had a blood clot on the outside of my placenta, and it ruptured. So I was bleeding while pregnant, and obviously that was very concerning. So it got a little bit better, and then one night when I was sleeping, it ruptured. I thought I was having a miscarriage. I went to the emergency room in Tupelo at the Women's Hospital, and they kept me for several days. And it was basically like, this is a random thing. There's not much we can do. If it ruptures, it ruptures. It stopped bleeding, but the blood clot was still there. So
I remember that.
So it was like, it could either bust between now and the time of giving birth, which this was June and she was due it in December. Or maybe May. It was around early June or late May, somewhere in there. And so it was like, it could rupture between now and then, or when you're giving birth, it could rupture. Yeah. And that would hurt you and her, because if you bleed out, it's not good, and obviously, that's not good for her either. So I was really scared for her life and mine, but I was especially scared for her. It was just a lot. It was a very emotional time.
Yeah. But you had a good OBGYN who is a bit more holistic.
Yes. Shout out to Bennett McGee if you see this. Bennett McGee doesn't play. He will tell you like it is. He will not sugarcoat things, but he's also very holistic and well-researched.
It's rare for a doctor, I feel like.
Especially men, I feel like. And he will tell you straight up if another doctor says something that's crap. I don't agree with that. They're just trying to put medicine on you.
Which is important these days. So you had, what was the exact date when you had Ruthie?
I had her on September 9th.
Okay, that's what I was thinking.
So,
this time last year.
Yeah, she's a couple of weeks away from being 1.
Yeah.
So.
Wow, that's so crazy.
I know.
Oh, days after Samantha's birthday. Yes. Yes. But she was due, what was her due date originally?
It's always hard to remember, especially when you have more than one job. I think she was due originally on the 12th or 13th. I think she was due on the 12th.
Okay. Yes. I do remember that. Okay.
Yes.
So you had Ruthie. It went well, thank God. You say C-section.
Yes, and that was a doozy too, because I was rushing to C-section. I was giving birth.
C-section.
But yes, and she had to go to the NICU, but overall it went well. It was just we need to make sure she's good kind of thing. Let's keep a check on her. But
you knew about your marginal sinus bleed before.
Yes.
Okay.
I knew about that since June.
Yeah. And so you had her, and it went well, even though you did have to emergency C-section, and then also she had to be in the NICU for a little bit. But once you got home, you felt like things were better?
Yes, compared to the first time I gave birth. And you look back after you give birth, several months later, and you're like, oh, I had postpartum depression. You don't, but I really did not have it like I did with Katie Drew.
Interesting.
And I don't know if it's because it was just me and Katie Drew when she was born, and we were just by ourselves all day, and I didn't have a clue what I was doing. I was a first-time mom.
Overwhelmed.
And so I was just it was quiet, and
Yeah.
I was just like, what do I do with my day? I loved being home with her. But when I brought Ruthie home, Katie Drew was running around talking and playing. There was just there was too much going on to be down and bored. And that can be overwhelming. I'm not saying that I never had hard days. It was hard, but not like the first time.
Yes. So what made you want to work on your health postpartum?
After everything I went through with Ruthie, and then when I got home and realized I have a toddler and a small child to take care of and newborn, I was so tired and just moping around, and I thought, I've got to get some energy back. I want to be if I don't take care of myself, I can't take care of them properly.
What were some symptoms that you were dealing with? You were tired, fatigued?
Yes.
Did you feel like you had any brain fog?
Brain fog.
Did you have any
I could not think straight.
Postnatal hair loss or any issues as far as nutrient stores that you think maybe hair, skin, and nails?
My skin got super, super dry. My hair is super thick, as you know. So I did have, and you can still see I have little baby hairs from my postpartum that are just kind of, you can see them under here. But I have so much hair. It wasn't oh, my hair is getting thin.
Yeah.
But I mean, obviously, I'm a woman, I get self-conscious when I have little baby hairs sticking out. So I did have some of that.
If you're in the shower and you're like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was a little freaky. When I would wash my hair and pull it out, and it was just like Samantha. Yes. Yeah. And so I did get some keratin shampoo stuff with vitamins, and it really helped.
Okay, good. So let's talk a little bit about, you were postpartum and you realized that you wanted to take care of yourself so you could take better care of your kids and have the energy to do all the things. And so you did sign up for my program.
I did.
Other than me being your best friend, what drew you to the program?
Well, I do want to clarify that just because she is my best friend, she never pressured me, not once.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Into doing her program, and she's not paying me to say that.
Yeah.
It was very subtle. I was just scrolling one day and just reading some of your stuff like I always do, watching your videos, and I thought, you know what? And it wasn't my whole family, it was at the beginning of January when I signed up, and they're like, oh, you're doing a New Year's resolution. And I was I didn't even think of it that way.
The timing was just kind of impeccable.
Yes. I wasn't you know what, it's a new year, new me. I wasn't saying that. So I basically just thought, you know what? I don't feel great. And this looks and you were starting this particular program that I thought, that looks like something that would be what I need.
Yes. So were you nervous when you first started?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I thought, not going to have time. I'm too busy. This is going to be super intense meal planning. This is going to be overwhelming. I just thought all these things, and I got scared. But I didn't back out.
Yes.
But, yes.
So, okay. And then you got started on the program, and we did a hair test. We did a hair tissue mineral analysis test.
Yes.
And we were able to see a lot about your metabolism and how you should be eating and stuff like that. But then you also, I felt like you, more than anyone else, took a lot of action with a little bit of information. And this is something that I think is really interesting, because the program, now looking back, because I did the program for about 6 months, then I retired it, then I added it in this, it's the same concepts that are in the program, I just expanded it and also made it into something kind of bigger and more just directed towards women with hormones and stuff. So now it's called the Fully Feminine program, but the same basis and framework of the Metabolic Wisdom program. I mean, it's the same.
Yeah.
So, but the thing that I noticed about you is that the first module of the Metabolic Wisdom program and the Fully Feminine program is just nutrition and your meal blueprint and meal plans or whatever. And I felt like you took that and you really implemented it well.
Did. I mean, I feel like I did. I'm not trying to brag on myself, but...
You did, because you would send me, when you'd cook something from a meal plan or whatever, you would send it to me and be like, oh, that was so good, or I've been eating this, or whatever. and I felt like you did really good with that.
Yeah. The blueprint really helped me when you laid it out, like exactly like how much you're supposed to have in each meal, and then the meal plans really, and they weren't hard. That was like, I can do this.
Yes.
Like,
and it tastes good.
Oh, they're so good. It's not like I'm eating healthy, I'm on Jenny Craig diet trying to lose weight. It's not a diet, it's a lifestyle. And I know that sounds very cliche, but it's just like, just change the way you cook. Like, just change what you're eating. And it was so good. Like, everything I was making, I was like, this is good. Like, this is better than what I was making.
So it made it, like, feel a bit easier, better to like, go along with. So we did I was trying to think of what your results were for your hair test.
It was very in-depth.
Yes. We did a supplement protocol for you, and I know that you don't have hypothyroidism, but that's something that's in your family, and we had talked about that.
Yes.
And based off of your meal, or so I do remember you being a little bit low, potentially in iodine.
Yes.
And then a few other minerals that people are commonly low in, like sodium and potassium.
Mm-hmm.
And we got you on a supplement regimen. How did you feel about the supplement regimen? Because I felt like, because we did put you on a thyroid support supplement, even though you don't have hypothyroidism. To
maintain and support, The thyroid thing scared me because of my mom. She was my age when she was diagnosed with Graves' disease. And it was right after she had me, her second child. And so I thought, like, because she's always been terrified that one of us would get it, and Caroline never has. And so I thought, oh no, like, so
am I going to be the one?
And then after and I was like, oh, okay, like, I really need to take this supplement. So, I mean, I was glad that I figured that out, and then we did the hair test when we did. And I don't seem to have any symptoms of hypo or hyperthyroidism. Like,
because I feel like your energy is
when I changed my diet, like, that really just sent me into a whole new lifestyle.
Talk about that. So, describe yourself. I think it would be best to describe yourself now versus before you got pregnant with Ruthie, just because pregnancy does do a lot to the body, and, like, it's not completely abnormal to not feel great when you're pregnant.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's not a super fair comparison. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, if you don't mind, describe, because I feel like you have really transformed, and, like, people have even, like, people notice.
Yeah.
You have more energy and all the things. And so tell us.
I feel like I'm on crack sometimes now, and I'm like, oh, I didn't know that I could have this much energy. No, I would say, when I look back now, I look back several years, like even before I had Katie Drew, and think, wow, like I was just dragging. And I didn't even realize it. And that's not to say that I'm not still tired sometimes. Like, I've gone back to teaching. I have 2 small children.
But now you feel like you've had the bandwidth to go back to teaching.
Yeah, it really changed my mindset on everything, I feel like, my whole life.
Let's talk about mindset.
Okay.
What's the comparison now? Do you feel like you gained confidence just from doing a program and seeing that you could do it and that you could feel better and that you know what I mean?
Absolutely. I think it changed my mindset on everything, not just the way I ate, the way I just lived my whole life. Like, I switched out cleaning products. I switched out my shampoo, like personal care products, just all this different stuff that I think about differently now. I think about my kids' stuff differently too. They're putting their body, what they're putting their hair, what they're, even little things that you're like, oh, they're just kids. We were fine, but I mean,
people say that. People say they're like, well, my kids ate it or I ate it and I'm fine. And I'm like, but are you? Do you know that? And I see so many people, they're like, you're just, that older person's just lucky. They have good genes. They're still with us, and I'm like, okay.
Is that what it
we
is?
feel okay? Are we really healthy? Because the healthcare system, you can have no quality of life but live until you're like 90
absolutely.
now. Have like decades of no quality of life at all.
It's
you know what
just,
I mean?
Yes, I do know what you mean.
I think that's good that you're thinking, like, that your mindset has shifted and that you have quality of life.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes, and I'm like, I feel bad now that I wasted, like, time not having
Not
better.
that much time.
But like,
Yeah.
I feel like there's so many years, a big gap that I was like, whatever, I'll just eat and drink whatever. Which, backstory, for those who don't know, those of you who do know my mom, she crunchy.
Yeah, you do have a crunchy, healthy mom.
She's very crunchy and healthy, like farmer's market, organic, everything. And she's like that with her cleaning products, her everything. I was not raised like without knowledge of this stuff. But I was the kid that ran off to college and thought, I can eat and drink whatever I want now because we never had Coke in the house.
Or hiding Doritos.
Yes. Yes. So I just did that. And then I was like, I got older and I became a mom.
Yeah.
And then
the prodigal son returned.
yes. And that was me. That was me. But I really did, like, after I had kids, especially after Ruthie, I thought, you have to want to do it for yourself.
Yes.
No one can make you.
Yes.
Like, nobody can say
You're 100%
you get healthy.
responsible.
Yes.
But the good thing is that you are 100% responsible. So if you look back at the last year and all the great changes you made and how good you feel, you're 100% responsible for that.
Yeah.
And so that is what really is like, I feel like that's what empowers you to try new things. So outside of like diet, what are some new things that you've tried? Like, I feel like you've gotten back into exercising.
Yeah.
And stuff, because I know that you
I love Pilates.
Yeah.
It's my favorite.
So tell us a little bit more about like how you feel now that you've had more capacity to do things that are also healthy on top of like eating, like exercise and movement and like just getting back out there and just feeling good when you go out in public.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I do Beachbody Pilates. I buy a membership for a whole year, and so I can do anything on Beachbody that I want for the whole year. They have like a
I love
ton
Beachbody.
of programs.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do any kind of. Since I started back to school a few weeks ago, I've not exercised as much as I need or want to. I do exercise a lot at school, like running around, because I literally am not sitting down hardly ever.
But you're getting used to like your schedule and everything. You'll figure that out.
Yes, I think it'll get easier. I have taken my lunch every day though. I'm very proud. Like when I used to teach, we'd order DoorDash every day, like and eat whatever we wanted. Yeah. This was before I had Katie Drew, so this was several years ago. Now I like today I took a salmon bowl. I make your recipes most of the time.
We're proud.
And they'll be like, my mom's like, is that one of Sarah's recipes? I'm like, yes, it is.
Yeah.
And she's like, I know it's good then.
I mean, health, I think one of the things about a lot of the clients I work with, kind of like you, who end up loving the food that they eat, is that, like, when you work with somebody, for example, a dietitian, yours truly, you get into this profession because you first and foremost love food. Outside of health, outside of whatever, big foodie.
Yeah.
And I feel like that makes it easier when you're wanting to be healthy to be a foodie at the same time and to like appreciate a recipe, use spices, like, you know, have fun. Do you know what I mean?
You're very creative with stuff like that. Yes. And I think that's a misconception because I think at one point I probably thought, I mean, obviously like I've eaten your stuff for years and it's been good. It's been great. But I think a lot of times I'm like, she probably eats like dry chicken and when she's at home because she's a dietitian and she eats, you know what I mean?
Yes.
It's like, oh.
Chicken and English peas or something.
Yes. And I think that's probably like you worked at the hospital and were a dietitian. And it's like, oh, she's probably just like promoting the healthy cafeteria hospital food.
I hated it when I'd go into a patient's room and they'd say, I know what you're about to tell me. If it tastes good, spit it out. And I wanted to be like, you've obviously never tasted actual good food.
Yeah.
Like, and I felt sorry
just
for
because it's not fried does not mean it's not delicious.
Yes. There's nothing like a good tasty meal that doesn't make you feel like crap after.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah. So boosting confidence. Do you mind sharing with us the actual numerical results you've gotten?
The weight I've lost, 35 pounds at least. I haven't weighed in about a week or maybe 2 at this point. 35 pounds.
We love that. That's awesome.
And
that's awesome.
I will also remember the first week that I did it was when I lost 10 pounds because of the inflammation.
Inflammation. Tell us about that, because you were mentioning before we started the podcast, she was talking about how she had seen a picture of herself before she did the program, and right?
Yes.
You were in the same dress you're wearing now.
Yes.
And you felt like your face, you could see a difference with your face, like with the inflammation and stuff. And it's so crazy how much weight actually is inflammation.
Yeah, and it's just like it was that easy. Like 10 pounds in a week, I don't know. And you get so used to seeing yourself, you don't realize how inflamed you are until when you look back. But I took a picture in this dress with my family for Ruthie. It was around Ruthie's newborn pictures, I think is when it was. I told somebody today it was my maternity pictures, and that is not true. I got confused. It was right after she was born. But I remember thinking, oh, that's a sweet picture. And now I look back and I'm like, I put that on my Christmas card. Yeah. My face was like the Michelin Man.
Then I'll probably somewhere.
Oh, I'm sure you do. It's from last Christmas. My girls look cute though, so. But I look back and I'm like, oh my gosh. I had the picture in my house at one point, and when I lost all my weight, I was like, get that picture down. Like, I just went and took it down and changed it out. But, so the inflammation, that first week of doing the program, I'm not gonna lie, it sucked a little bit because my body was like, whoa, what is happening?
Yes. I remember you texting me about that.
I did. I was like, I just want you to know I'm not okay.
Through.
Yeah,
I'm so glad you pushed through.
And I knew, like, my body is adjusting. It's getting rid of the bad stuff.
Yes.
Yes.
I think we kind of knew that when you text me, we were like, oh yeah, it's detoxing.
And you were like, that's normal. And you're like, tell me your symptoms. Yep, that's normal. It's going to suck for a little bit. And I was like, I knew that was probably what should happen if you're doing it like hardcore. And it did. And I drank so much I tripled, if not quadrupled, my water intake that week. And it was just like, I didn't hardly eat that week. I ate like the healthy stuff, but my stomach shrank. Like it was just, it changed my whole body.
Like you eat which some people don't have trouble with this. I feel like I'm more of a portions girl, but do you feel like your stomach has shrunk?
Yes. Now, sometimes I'll overdo it and I can feel it though. And it's like, not.
It's stretched. Yeah. Or like you feel like it's like.
I'm like, I ate too much. I was eating so much when I was pregnant and then afterwards, and I was just like, didn't even realize, and now I'm like full a lot faster, and if I overdo it, I'm like, not going to do that again. But even when I like have cheat meals and stuff, I feel like I don't eat near as much as I used to. Yeah. So it doesn't make me feel as guilty and bad because I'm like, my portion's a lot smaller.
You still have cravings or anything?
No, not really. Not like I used to. No, I may get a hankering.
Blood sugar's just better.
Overall, yes. Overall, yes. I do struggle with my iron still, like being low, so I'll get dizzy sometimes. That's something that I've struggled with forever, but it's different than when your blood sugar drops. Yes. It's not like shaking, like I need to eat, like
just kind of like, oh. Yes. Okay. Well, I love this. I love this conversation.
Me too.
How you're going to feel at the end of 2025. Knowing that you started 2025 in one place and now I feel like 2024 Olivia feels like even more than a year ago.
That feels like 10 years ago to me.
Yeah. And what
it feels like forever ago.
Yes, but I've noticed that like when you go on like, and I don't want to be like, sometimes I feel like self-help can become like self-absorbed, but like I do think that when you are trying to genuinely improve your life, like people just evolve at the speed of light. Do you know what I mean? Like you went on this journey to feel better, you feel better, and then you started working out, and you know, now you decide to go back and teach again, and
I'm gonna join JA. Like I feel more social.
Yeah.
I feel a lot more social.
Yes. Which is great.
I love that. I love that for me.
Because that's how you live your best life.
Yeah.
You know?
I feel like I was just like kind of floating along.
Yeah. Well, when you don't feel great, you don't have as much a capacity. Like, that's a huge thing that I see with a lot of clients is they're like, I don't know, like you were feeling before the program, I don't know if I have a lot of time for this. I don't know what I should do. I don't feel like I can fit this in. But even though you felt that way, you did it anyway, and you made the time because it was 100% up to you.
Right.
And you
Yeah. You succeeded.
Yes.
And I feel like it's trickled into my kids' lives too. Like, I used to be like, oh man. And now I signed Katie Drew up for gymnastics, and she's getting to that age where she's like involved in other activities. And even though like I get home on Tuesday and I may have a meeting or something after school, I'm like, okay, let's go, let's get, and I'm still cooking dinner. I just feel like at the end of the day, I feel like I did it.
Yeah.
Every day.
Yeah. We love the motivation.
Yes.
You know I love motivation. And that really is just what keeps the ball rolling. Because you're like, yes, I did that. And even if you do have times, because that's normal and that's life, when you don't feel like you did it all, you're like, I just really like it when I am doing what I like to do, going to work, fixing a good meal that I like.
Yeah.
Getting a good workout in, going to JA, or going to hang out with the girls.
Yes. We've been having more girls' nights.
Yes,
love that for us.
Yes. And I feel like that's just fun.
Yeah.
And because I think, and you know, I'm not a mom yet, but like, I do feel like a lot of times when people enter into motherhood, and I want you to speak on this a little bit more, but I'll just start the conversation. I feel like a lot of times when people enter into motherhood, they use that as a way to put themselves on the back burner, and because you do want to be a good mom and you want to be selfless and you want everybody in your life to, you know, have what they need, whatever, but then it sometimes I feel like rolls into like a little bit of self-abuse. Is that too
No, not at all.
say?
I feel like I've always struggled with that, especially after I had my kids. I thought, I'm not a good mom if I don't make my life 100% about them. And I'm not saying they shouldn't be put on a pedestal in your eyes, but like, you're still a person. You still have to, like I said, you have to, you can't take care of them if you don't take care of yourself.
Yes. Yes. I totally
And that's
agree.
not just like eating correctly. It's like, I need some time to breathe. I need some time to go take a walk. I need some time to ground. I need some time to go get a cup of coffee with a friend. And I think for a long time, I had such anxiety and depression after Katie Drew that I did not, I felt so guilty if I tried to do anything. But I feel like I've come a long way with that.
I feel like this is a interesting question to ask too, is I feel like we both have moms who have taken pretty good care of themselves.
Yeah.
Your mom, crunchy, healthy, takes good care of herself. My mom's on a health journey, but I feel like my mom has always been somebody who like dresses up or like has her stuff in place and like, you know, is taking care of herself.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I've never in a million years resented my mom for taking care of herself.
Yeah.
Like that's something I've actually admired.
Yeah.
And like that's something that I've thought about as like me and Tucker want to soon be parents, you know, or start to try to be parents. And I've thought about like, okay, what is that going to look like? And then I think about, I'm like, okay, that is something I've always really liked about my mom, that she took care of herself. What do you think? Have you ever?
Personally, well, with me and my mom, I think for a long time I resented her because I was doing so badly and she was taking such good care of herself. Yeah. And I'm sure she'll probably be like, yeah, you were so mean to me. Love you. But I think that it made me feel bad about myself and disappointed in myself. Your mom's much less verbal, you know, than mine. Mine will just tell you like, hey, you need to get your life together. But now, like, obviously you always want your mom's approval. So now, like, I am glad that she's proud of me. I mean, I'm glad I did this for her, but I didn't do it for her, but like, I'm glad that that's also a result of it too.
Yes.
I think she was just like overwhelmed with joy when I really got my life back on track when I started doing the program and everything. because she's like, this isn't you. Like, I think she thought, like, you're a shell of a person.
It's like she saw the potential and she wanted you to be that, she knew.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
Absolutely. But for my girls, like, I want them to be proud of me. And I don't want them to look back and be like, man, my mom was lazy and she sat on the couch all the time. Like, she had no energy and we watched TV all the time. Like, and we just ate whatever we wanted. I don't want them to think that about their childhood.
Yes.
So I want them to be proud of me and feel like we do about our moms.
Yeah. And, like, to even go one step further with the conversation of that, you have 2 girls. So it's not like you're raising boys. You're raising future women who are going to pour into future women. Yes. And the fact that you so early on, because they're so little, have went on your own little health journey and you feel more confident in yourself, I feel like just like mean women raise mean girls, I feel like confident women raise confident girls. So, like, I feel like it's not just you that gets the benefit of a program like this, but now you're able to, like, show them how to eat healthy. You're confident, so they see that and they subconsciously, feel that about themselves. Because I read the other day that children 0 to 8 years old are in a theta brainwave state, which is basically hypnosis. And so, like, everything that they learn from, like, 0 to 8 is kind of, like, subconscious. And so I feel like them seeing you be doing all the things that you're doing, like taking care of yourself, being more social, like going back to work because that's what you wanted to do, and you wanted to be, you were a stay-at-home mom for a few years, and then you wanted to go back to work, and they see you doing that. Even though they're really small, I feel like it does have those effects.
Yeah, especially Katie Drew. She's at that age where she's really
paying attention to
everything. You don't know when she's paying attention, like you said, and she will repeat things and say things and do things, and you're like, what? And she's like, she'll say, I'm cleaning up the counter, like, Mommy, she's watching what I'm doing. She's watching, like, so yes, I mean, that goes into that too. I mean, you want them to feel that way too.
So now that you have went on this journey, and I know that you're joining JA, which is Junior Auxiliary, which is like, isn't it like children, like community, like how
different things for the community. There's different things every year that they do. I will officially like go in October, I think it is, and join the new class. So I haven't gotten like to step in and see all of it yet, but from what I understand, from what I know from my friends that do it, they choose like a project every year.
So like, you have that. What are some things that you're looking forward to now that you're at this place that you're at, Jay?
Yes, and like we just had a girls' night. Like I love those.
We're getting into mahjong.
Yes,
I'm determined to get a mahjong.
Let's play mahjong now. Yes, all my friends at church and all y'all play. And then I have my job that I like.
Yes,
and
that you just started in your life.
I did, and it's been an adjustment for sure, but I think it's been really good for me and the girls. Very good for them to have like social interaction with other kids, and they're kind of in the swing of things now. It took about a week for them to. Katie Drew was like, "Oh, I'm coming here every day."
Yes, like say what?
Like I'm not going to First Press 2 days a week anymore for a few hours. But I do get off by like 4 usually, and I usually pick them up around 3:45, and we get to spend the whole evening together. But I feel like I'm enjoying my girls more now. I'm really involved in church. I look forward to like Wednesday night church is my favorite.
Yeah, I saw you post about that.
Yes, it's so great. Yeah. We have like a meal and like interact for 45 minutes, and we all bring stuff, and then we like. John plays the guitar and we sing, and it's much more intimate than like Sunday morning. Yeah. You're just like kind of hanging out with your friends. Yes, it is.
Cozy. Me and Tucker might have to visit since we'll be so close when we meet.
Yes, y'all will.
Literally probably
you can like walk there.
Yeah. Okay, my last question for you, because we've been chitty-chatting for a good amount of time, and I feel like we've like covered all the bases. What do you think? So my last question for you is, do you have any encouragement you would like to share with other women who are on the fence about starting a health journey, or someone who might feel like timid or overwhelmed when it comes to how they feel, if they're not feeling great, if they're feeling fatigued, if they're feeling, do you know what I mean?
Yes. Don't be overwhelmed. Don't think I can't do this. It doesn't matter what stage you're in, because I had literally had a baby like 3 months before I started it. I mean, I had just like gone for my checkup, I feel like, not long before that, to make sure like, okay, you're good to go. And I had a C-section, like it was a different kind of recovery. I was still sore. I still like have some soreness go on in there. Yeah, because it hasn't even been a full year. And I've been shocked by that, but like that's normal. But I mean, there were things that I thought, I can't do this, like because of this and this and this and this. Don't beat yourself up, and it's not like you don't have to be perfect.
Imperfect action. I feel like you were scared you did it anyway, and you had imperfect action, but that's what gets results.
Yes,
because no action is perfect.
Yes, and I think I'm a all or nothing kind of person usually, and I get defeated easily if I don't 100% succeed at something. So I just thought, well, I just don't want to try, and it just not even be worth it. Me not even do it, and blah blah blah, and it like I am so glad that I did it. Looking back, like I'm so glad. It was, like I said, so much easier like to implement to my lifestyle, like recipes. Like these are very easy, short recipes. And Katie Drew, like toddlers will love them. Your kids will love them. This is not like, oh, they're gonna like push away their little broccoli and be like, I don't want this.
Yeah.
These are like good meals.
Yeah.
These are good meals.
Yeah, if I do say so.
Yes,
Yeah,
she's a chef.
Chef connoisseur.
So,
but yes, okay.
Yeah.
We love that. We love that advice. Well, I hope you enjoyed being on my podcast.
I did. Thank you for having me.
And I will see you in the next one. Bye.
On a podcast.